Hey everybody, this is Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast. In this episode, we are going to be talking about something that every Amazon seller is talking about this year, and that's influencer marketing. So not only are we going to talk about that, we're going to be talking about Amazon Live. Is it worth it? I've heard so many people say they can't get results. Well, hopefully we can change your mind here today. And we're going to be talking a bit about TikTok. We're going to be talking about how to build great relationships with the seller and the influencer, as well as the do's and don'ts. So welcome to another Lunch with Norm podcast, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast.
Lunch with Norm, lunch with Norm, lunch with Norm, lunch with Norm.
All right. Like I said, it's going to be a great podcast today. We're going to be talking about Amazon sellers and influencer marketers. And we've got a great guest for that. Our guest is a social media influencer and award-winning Amazon Live creator and an influencer marketing expert. She's generated over 7 figures of revenue for Amazon sellers and brands in the past year alone, and has been streaming with Amazon Live program as an A-list creator. With her community of over 1 million followers on TikTok, she shares the best Amazon deals and products over 7 platforms. We're going to be welcoming a special guest today, Gracey Ryback, and I can't wait to talk to her. But first, let's get to a sponsor. The Legion is your go-to community where you can learn, grow, and build your Amazon and e-commerce business. As you know, being an entrepreneur can be lonely. Now you can share struggles, build a network, and celebrate your successes. And guess what? Our community is free. All you have to do is head over to our Facebook group to join. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel at Private Label Legion, so you can stay up to date with tips, strategies, and advice from other experts in the industry. Okay, remember one thing. To get all this great information, follow us, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can get automatic notifications. Man, I hate listening to my voice. Anyways, Kelsey, where are you? Is it just me? Like
No. You sound great.
No, I'm talking about like in general, people hate listening to their voices unless it's just me. I don't know.
No, I 100% agree with you. I hate the sound of my own voice when I listen to it, like on TikTok or whatever. Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that one. Yeah.
And you know what? Since we're talking about influencer marketing today, I have to say it. I give you a compliment like once a year, but I really like what you're doing on TikTok. I mean, it doesn't have to do with me at all, right? And we've only got a couple influencers, but we've just started this channel, which I think is hilarious. And again, you did it on your own, and I will give you a thumbs up on it. But
thank you.
But you have to keep it up, or I will rip you.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you for that compliment. And
no problem.
Yeah.
So look, I'm not sure what to expect today. I see Lisa on there, and Cool Hand, and a Facebook user, and of course Rad. So that's great to see everybody here already.
Yeah, shout out Lisa from Noviland and Francois. Great to see you in the comments section. And yeah, welcome Cool Hand. We also have a Facebook user and Rad. Welcome. So if you have any questions at all about today's episode, feel free to put those in the comment sections. We'll be doing kind of like a Q&A on the second half of the podcast. So get your questions in early. We never know how many questions we're going to get.
There's going to be a ton today. I know there's going to be a ton.
Oh, we also have Steve from Chicago. Good to see you. And if you're new to the podcast, make sure you smash those like buttons. Give us a thumbs up. If you're watching from YouTube, hit that subscribe button and follow us on Facebook as well. If you're interested in joining our community, it's a completely free community. That's the Lunch with Norm Facebook group. Just search Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast. We also got Abdul joining us, and Rad is already coming in with a question. That's great.
Perfect.
Looking forward to it. And that reminds me, we do have a great Wheel of Kelsey. We're going to be diving into that a little bit later on in the episode, but stick around. I think you guys are going to love it. And Claudia, Good to see you, another fellow Canadian joining us.
We got a
And
lot of Canadians.
yeah, we sure do. All right. Well, I think that's it for me, and we can get
Yeah,
started.
get out of here.
All right, we'll do.
Yeah, do that. Just the other way. That way. All right. So if you do have any questions or comments, just throw them over into the comment section. I guarantee today's topic you don't want to miss. And if you do have people who have tried to do Amazon Live or any form of TikTok marketing, have failed or want to learn how to do it better, get them in here, ping them, let them know that we have a podcast going live with this topic right now. And I would, if you have questions, add them now, because I have a feeling that we're going to be loaded up today. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, enjoy the episode, and welcome, Gracey.
Hello.
Who I just found out whose father is from Canada as well.
Who I just found out Norma's from Canada as well. So like we're finding out all these things today. Hi Norm, hi Kelsey, hi guys.
Hi. It is awesome. I know we've met each other, and just recently it was Prosper, wasn't it?
It was Prosper. It was Prosper. It was such an honor to meet so many people, including you.
Oh, well, thank you. And right back at you. But Prosper was awesome this time. And I talk about this on every podcast. I want to drill it into everybody's head, how important it is to sit down, meet people, network, break bread with them. And it's just so much different than talking on a Zoom call, and trying to get to know somebody. Is very hard. But sitting across the table and sharing a few laughs is always a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And you leave with so many new friends.
Yes.
And you leave with so many new connections. And it was literally like life-changing. Like it was so fun.
So I have a question for you, because I know that when I started doing this, it was very hard to track until I started to mind map this whole thing out. What do you do at conferences when you meet all these people? How do you track them?
Oh, this is about to sound like an ad, but I promise it's not. Okay. So I actually bought this thing on Amazon. This is not a nice one.
Oh, okay.
It's called a Popl. It's a POPL. And it's like it's kind of like a QR code, but it's a keychain. And it's really cool. Like you can create like a little landing page where you have all of your links, and you can like let people directly email you or WhatsApp you. And then you have like a little bio situation. And then it like has a pop-up where the person scanning it can put in their contact information. So I have it. And then they also have my links and contact information if they want that. And it's like a landing page. They can save it. They can email it to themselves. They can text it to themselves. So that was like a life changer. And I would not have tracked it well had I not done that. So that's how I did it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought I was on top of it, like some old guy with a digital business card. And that helps me. That does help me, because anybody, what's your contact information? Here's my QR code.
I use that too. I used to do QR codes, but I think my QR code expired, and there was some like I had to go back and fix it. So like I'm like, let me just get the Popl and see how this goes. And there was a little bit of awkwardness where I would try to scan it and it wouldn't scan. So I was basically just like throwing the keychain in front of people's phones, like trying to scan it. It ended up working, but like that was a little awkward.
I got to check that out. So it is, Kelsey just put it down there. It's a popl.co. Okay, I got to check that out. All right, I can't wait to talk about today's topic. I know we do have a hard stop a little bit after 1, but we're talking about influencers.
Yay!
So why don't we just start off and talking about the different influencer platforms?
Sure.
And maybe I want to start off with Amazon Live, because I just listened to a podcast that said, don't bother with Amazon Live. It doesn't work. Okay. I just listened to it.
Interesting.
So I would like to, I thought this is perfect question for you. First of all, let's talk about Amazon Live.
Let's
talk
about
how it works, how it possibly works, depends on what you're going to say, and what people can do to get started.
Yeah, definitely. So for the preface of Amazon Live, which I want to say just because I know that a lot of people don't really know much about it, which is totally okay. Like it's a whole new world to discover within Amazon Live. But basically it's Amazon's on-platform version of like HSN, QVC, like that kind of style of video. And people who are in the Amazon influencer program are allowed to stream. So each streamer, they have like up to 40 products per live stream that they can show, they can demo, they can talk about. And the important factor is like where these live streams show up on Amazon. And a heavy indicator of that is like what tier the live streamer is. So there's 3 tiers, rising star, insider, and A-list streamer. So there's kind of 4 places that Amazon Lives show up. They're either on the Amazon's influencer storefront, which every influencer has. And basically they can send their external traffic to their storefront and make sales and commissions from that. So that's where one place. The other place is product pages. So product listings, and then sometimes a relevant live stream will show up kind of like in the middle.
It goes right on your product listing, right?
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
in the middle section, kind of under all the information. And then there's also the daily deals page, which is very heavily trafficked. And there's the Amazon homepage, which is also very heavily trafficked. So that's kind of how they're separated. The rising stars and insiders can show up on their own storefront and their product listings. A-list influencers can show up on the deal page and the Amazon homepage. So that kind of differentiates what streamers show up where and like how pretty much how many eyes can get on the live stream when it's happening.
Can I ask, if I'm just a brand owner, I've got XYZ brand,
Yes.
and I sign up for Amazon Creator, the Creator Live,
Mhm.
I can go live anytime, can't I? I don't have to be an
Absolutely.
influencer. I could just,
Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
right.
So
Okay.
it's available for both brand registered brands and influencers. So you could totally live stream as a brand, and many do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the question I got yesterday was, how do I reach out to an influencer to promote my brand?
Good question. Good question. So there are a lot of Amazon influencers, and then there are a lot of Amazon live streamers, and they're kind of different. There's a lot of like influencers that just do, affiliate stuff and they don't really do live streams. And then there's like people who solely do live streams or like a mix of both. So the best way to find Amazon Live creators is to check them out on Amazon. If you search Amazon Live in the Amazon search bar, you'll land on the Amazon Live homepage, which many people don't know exists, and that's okay, but this is an easy way to get it. I see Jim in the comments. He said, "Hey, Gracey." And Jim is actually another Amazon live streamer. So I want to say hey to Jim. He's amazing, and I'm going to meet him like next month. So hi, Jim. Thanks for watching. He live streams on Amazon as well with a show called Dealcaster. So he does deals as well as I do deals. But that is, I forgot the question.
Oh, we were talking about how do people get in touch with the streamers?
So they can go to the Amazon Live page by searching Amazon Live in the homepage. And then under the Browse tab, there's different categories. So there's like tech, lifestyle, beauty, fashion, deals, like any kind of niche or category there, they have them separated into different categories. So let's say your product is in the pet category, for example, there's a pet category. You can click that and see all the like live streams that have happened surrounding pet products or like pet themed. So that's one way to do it on the Amazon platform. And that's probably the best way, I think.
And then that's for the live stream. But what happens if somebody wants to get the Amazon influencer to promote the product? So not a live stream person, but somebody that's the influencer, the affiliate.
So I would say the best way to do that is using hashtags on social media platforms. So like my favorites, TikTok is going to be my main favorite, but Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest, and there's many that you can choose from, but the hashtags pretty much remain the same across all platforms. Hashtag Amazon finds, hashtag Amazon must-haves, Amazon favorites, Amazon found it on Amazon, TikTok made me buy it, stuff like that. So you can use pretty much the same hashtags across all platforms, search those hashtags, and then basically find influencers who are already talking about Amazon stuff. And then if you want to kind of get into more niche specific stuff, you could search like Amazon home, Amazon beauty, Amazon pet. Like you can make it more specific with your keywords and look for influencers from that. And then the next step would be to like vet the influencers' content and kind of see what they have going already and see if you want to work with them.
Okay, I have a question about Amazon Live.
Mhm.
I thought that you used to be able to do this. I've been told you can't do this anymore, but put up pre-recorded information. So if I had this podcast and we did it like this,
Mhm.
I couldn't upload it to Live anymore. I
Correct.
thought you could at one time.
Maybe towards the beginning it's possible, but not since I have been on the platform. They have kind of a rule where it's like no more than like a couple minutes to 5 minutes of like pre-recorded stuff. So there's kind of like a part that they do support and a part that they don't. Like they don't want you to like upload a whole hour-long thing to Amazon. But one thing that they do say is good to do is like if you don't have the product in hand to demo, if it's like maybe a porch umbrella or something large, you could show like a B-roll video of it in action, in use, whatever you're using it for, play that during the live stream while you're live or like while you're talking or something just to show it. But usually pre-recorded content can't surpass like 5 minutes or they like will AI kind of shut you down.
So
Yeah.
do we believe the podcast I saw the other day or heard the other day, or is it possible to actually succeed on Live?
I think there's a way to succeed on live. And here is what I think about it. But the thing is like I understand what they're saying and I'm not going to either agree or nor disagree. So
Okay.
here's my answer to that.
You should be Canadian. You don't want to cause problems.
I know I'm very much like, well, I can see both sides of it. I won't disagree with you. So like I said, yeah, Jim said B-roll for sure. Yes. You can also like make shoppable videos, which we'll talk about as well.
Okay.
But so it kind of goes back to what kind of influencer you're working with. So like I said, Rising Star and Insider live streamers, their live streams show up in a certain place, like product pages and their own influencer storefront. So there's certain eyes that can get on there. There's certain viewership there. But once you kind of start working with A-list influencers, they can show up on the deals page, which kind of skyrockets the amount of people and the eyes that are on their live stream, as well as the Amazon homepage. So those two really, really valuable placements, those are the live streams that, you know, if we're looking at specific KPIs, those might be more quote unquote worth it to the brand or like a sponsor, as opposed to a live stream only showing up on product pages or like the influencer storefront, for example. So only A-list live streamers can show up on the deal page and homepage. And even that, it's never really guaranteed. It kind of depends on the influencer's ranking within Amazon, which as much as we wish we knew what goes into the ranking, we don't really know. So there's that. But obviously those deal streams, they're called deal streams, are a lot more like more eyes on it, more clicks, more sales, more traffic to your listing. Here's another thing. I wish that there was more reporting and analytics that we had access to. After the live stream, we only really have the total number of clicks. And maybe a couple of days later, we can see like what clicks went to what product. But that is more like Excel sheet, like data. And then what you can see right after. So that's kind of my answer to that. Can it be worth it? Absolutely. But you have to do it the right way with the right influencers and get your live stream on the right places on Amazon.
So as an influencer, when you're promoting a product, this coffee mug, and you're talking about the coffee mug, are you able to drive traffic over to the seller's storefront or to their brand feed page or over to anywhere that you could and follow the storefront, because the brand is trying to build a community too.
Right.
Does that ever happen?
Less than I expect it to. So I actually haven't ever had a brand ask me, hey, can you promote my brand page or anything? So usually with the live stream setup, there's a carousel of all the products that the influencer is featuring. They have up to 40 per live stream, and that directly goes to their product listing. So that's the only way you can directly link to the product listing. Amazon usually shuts down any other links that are like maybe put in the chat box or maybe on the page somewhere. So we try not to like link to other things in case
Right.
it's not allowed. But usually I haven't seen that happen. But I totally understand why a brand would want to build a following and a community, of course. I just don't know if there's an easy way to do that with Amazon Live.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of curious about that.
Mhm.
All right. So I know that we're going to probably be heading back to live a few times during the podcast, but
Mhm.
let's talk about another big one right now, and that is TikTok and
Yeah.
influencing on TikTok,
Yay.
where
Let's
you
talk
have 1 million followers right now, over
Yes.
1 million.
A little bit. TikTok has been really, really fun. And the thing that I've just seen is that it has changed like the culture of everything. It has changed the entire industry. And I see just how powerful it is and what a great opportunity it is as of right now. Like constantly, I'm like, I don't know how long this is going to last. But when you're comparing TikTok to all the other platforms, Instagram, Facebook, whatever else is out there, the engagement and the new audiences that you can reach just don't even compare. Like on Instagram, let's say, Instagram is like the more established platform for influencer marketing, which I really like. I get it, but at the same time, it's like every time you post, you're reaching the same like small percentage of your audience that already follows you. On TikTok, every time you post, you're reaching people who've never seen you before. So that's why growth is so much easier. That's why you get so many new eyes, and it's such a great like top of funnel like lead generation platform compared to the other ones where the engagement is very low.
I think I have 2 followers on TikTok. So
Oh my God.
yeah. So when you say growth, I mean, a third would be growth for me. I mean, that would be massive growth, but
No, I mean, it's also a platform that like when I say I'm on TikTok all day, like I literally mean that like whatever, this is bad. Whatever I'm doing, I probably am scrolling TikTok while I'm doing it, like eating, working, like all the stuff, cooking. Like I'm always looking at TikTok, and the reason is because to be successful on TikTok, you have to know the culture of the platform. Like you have to make content that's already native. You have to use the same, styles and the same like length of video and the same hooks and like stuff like that. There is a lot of strategy that's like more than Instagram. It's not like you just post a pretty picture and hope for the best. Like there's a lot of research.
it's
that
length
goes
of
into it.
time too. Like, if you're on TikTok, if you're hooked on TikTok, you're watching hours a day,
Yeah.
video after video. So
Yeah.
it's a great platform. I did remember, I think we should touch on this before I forget. I'm an old
Okay.
guy. So just in case I forget, shoppable posts or shoppable product pages.
Mhm.
What can we talk about that?
Absolutely. I'd love to. This is such a like it's not new, I don't think, but like it's very like up and coming in the influencer area, just because a lot of people, a lot of brands and sellers don't know that when influencers upload those short little videos to their product listings, they're actually getting commissions from clicks and watches from those. So like even if the brand is not paying the influencer directly, the influencer is still being compensated for their time, for their content, to upload. They're incentivized to upload regardless of brand intervention or not. So that's Amazon's kind of strategy to add more like content to their platform that helps people
Right.
make buying decisions. And I think it's also a really, really necessary thing for brands to make sure that they have a couple videos on their page instead of like either no videos or
Mhm.
their competitors' videos being on their listing. And that's like a big hack that I'm always talking about is like, if you don't have videos about your specific product, Amazon will put your competitors' videos there. And basically, if a viewer watches it, they'll go to the other competitor's listing, potentially buy the product. And then that's obviously a valuable customer that the brand potentially lost.
Yeah, a video converts so much better. And those are just called shoppable videos, correct?
Yeah, like there's a couple names. They're called shoppable shorts, shoppable videos, storefront videos. Yeah, it's shoppable videos.
Okay. I don't want to back you into a corner or put you on the
No.
spot, but on different platforms, there's different costs associated with influencers.
Yes.
So if I'm on, and uh, I would think there's probably 4 or 5 different categories, like the nano, micro,
Mhm.
macro, right on up to the celebrities.
Yes.
What kind of, and yeah, how long is a piece of string? I know, but what kind of dollars would somebody expect to pay when they are looking for somebody on Amazon or
Yeah.
on Instagram or on TikTok? Let's just take a couple of platforms.
Sure. So whether this is good or bad, it is the truth. I'll be the first to advocate for micro influencers. I'll be the first to say that they'll give you a higher engagement rate, that they probably have a more trusted, loyal audience, and that you're probably going to reach more people with working with influencers that don't have over 1 million followers. Like, I'll be the first to say. So that's actually really good news because smaller influencers, they're growing their brand, they're growing their content. They need the products to create the content with. And so smaller influencers, when they're new or growing, they'll be a lot more open to, gifted campaigns or maybe commission based campaigns. And so when you're asking dollar amount, like, it doesn't even necessarily have to always involve a flat fee payment. Sometimes you could gift a product and then kind of see how the sales go, maybe give them a promo code 10% off to track the results with. And
I
then
like that.
yeah, like you could do that. And they're like, the way that the industry is growing right now, there are so many influencers just wanting to start. So brands should really like take advantage, not take advantage, but like take advantage of the industry being, so fast growing, not like take advantage of like the influence. Don't do that. But like, that's something to do. And then if you want larger influencers, then sometimes there is a flat fee involved because
Mhm.
usually those influencers, they've spent time building trust in their audience. They've invested in like camera equipment. They know what they're doing. They spend their time doing this. So usually it can vary from a couple $100 to a couple $1,000 if you're
Mhm.
working with influencers of millions of followers and they're like, I only, work with the big brands, then like it could go up to a couple thousand, but it really depends. It really depends. And it's kind of like there's no industry standard as
Right.
much as I wish there was.
I
Yeah.
know Paul Barron over at the chat agency.
Yes.
When he works with influencers, he starts off with a fee, and then he'll
Mhm.
convert them over to a commission base.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's just a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
And I do have to tell you, I know 2 people who've been on the show
Mhm.
before, Brenda Mendez and also Joe Martin. So uh, Brenda had what was it? Snow.
Uh-huh.
Okay. She only used big time influencers like
Oh, okay.
Conor McGregor, Gronk, and they sold it within years for $100 million. Get this, Joe Martin, he is the owner of BoxyCharm. Do you know that?
I love BoxyCharm, but I didn't know
Okay.
that.
So
I
he
get I get Boxy. I love.
so you know how the quality of the product, right?
Yeah, I love them.
He
Yeah.
sent them over to Kardashians. They loved it. They started promoting it. He just sold the company for $500 million. And all he did, I don't know how you found out about it, but all he did was influencer marketing. He did absolutely nothing. And because he had the budget, he was able to go out there to A-list celebs
Mhm.
to start to promote it. And I do have another really quick story. I don't want to.
Okay. Yeah.
Kelsey probably warned you I talk a lot,
No,
but
I like no. I wanna know.
but I had some shampoo that we were selling,
Mhm.
and I would say an A-list personal assistant
Mhm.
bought it for this person. All of a sudden, we sold out 10,000 bottles. It was gone,
Wow.
gone. We didn't know
Wow.
what had happened. Well, it turned out on the Instagram post of this A-list celeb, they mentioned that this was the best shampoo they ever used, and it was free. It was free. And all of a sudden we were out, but it did
Wow.
cause a problem because we were out. We weren't expecting it. And
Yeah, that
now we had to get everything back into
exactly,
stock.
exactly.
But
Yeah,
just wanted to let you know that I mean, we've had really great success
that is
working with
amazing.
influencers.
That is amazing, and that just, like, shows that, for the people who are writing it off, like, that just breaks my heart whenever people say, like, influencer marketing doesn't work. I've tried. It's a like fluke. Like, and then I'm like, that's like saying like business doesn't work. There's so many different ways to go about it, whether you do it on a small scale or like an A-list celebrity Kardashian scale. There's so many different strategies to use, and like people are writing it off already. And
Yeah.
I'm like, there's so much missed opportunity, because like you've had that experience, like it can change your business overnight, and it'll leave you wondering like what happened, like where did just 10,000 units go like that, and like how else can you just sell out like that?
Yeah. I can't believe it. We've already been talking a half hour, but
It feels like 5 minutes.
yeah, it does. When I get back, I've got some other questions
Mhm.
that, how do you get started with this? But
Yeah.
first, we have got an absolutely incredible giveaway today for the Wheel of Kelsey. And, Gracey, why don't you explain what we're doing?
Yeah, sure. So I thought, and I totally know that everybody is different. And so I didn't want to do just one prize in case that didn't fit everybody's business structure. So I wanted to offer basically a promotion either on my social media. So across 5 platforms, Instagram, my Facebook. Well, let me tell you the follower count, because if I say nothing, they'll be like, oh, what is that? I don't care. So like, over 31,000 people on Instagram, over 128,000 people in my Facebook group, over 15,000 engaged active people in my Telegram group who get notifications straight to their phone whenever I post. I have a couple of thousand followers on Twitter, and there's another one.
TikTok.
Not TikTok.
No. Okay.
Sorry. And maybe like a shoppable video for your product, a shoppable
Okay.
video. So those 5 things I wanted to offer to the winner. Or if you can't, but to do that, since I promote deals, then I would have to set up a deal, like a promo code deal for the product. So if the winner doesn't have a product they can set up a deal with, then I'm also offering like an hour call with me, if that's valuable to
And
anybody, just to
that
talk
is very
strategy.
valuable.
Just to talk strategy, like a consulting call, for example, just so I can give them like a plan of like how to go about influencer marketing specifically for their brand. So those are the 2 options.
So I love it because the options that you gave, there's 2 incredible options, but hey, you can check out and see how the influencer marketing works for your product, or you can just sit down and talk how to talk strategy.
Yes,
A
exactly.
lot of people just don't do it because they don't understand how to launch. And that's what we're going to get into shortly.
Yes.
But to get this, it's just hashtag Wheel of Kelsey or tag 2 people and you'll get a second entry. Now, I think it's a little bit late, but Kels, can you run another promo for me? Or as you know, at Lunch with Norm, bigger is always better. Bigger business, bigger profits, and yes, bigger lunches. Z wants to make sure that your business and profits are bigger by taking you and your business international. They are a one-stop importer of record shop, including compliance and logistics services. They focus on all the elements involved in a smooth first-time custom clearance so that you can focus on what you're good at, selling. Click on the screen now or follow the link in the description box below and get 50% off your first shipment today. Okay, we're back.
We're back.
And I don't usually go on and on and on about giveaways, but so many people aren't using influence. They're talking about it,
Yeah.
but they don't know the first thing about it. And that's going to lead into my next question is, how do you even get started? What do you do?
So I would think, just strategy. I think the first thing you should do is just figure out what you want out of influencer marketing for your brand and like what you're looking for. Are you looking for brand awareness? Are you looking for strictly sales? And just to kind of figure out what the goal is there so that you can also explain those KPIs of success to the influencer. I think expectations on both sides, the clearer they are, the better the campaigns usually turn out. So figure out what you want from influencer marketing. And there's like, once you figure that out, then you can kind of decide what kind of influencers you want to work with. If you're going from a strictly brand awareness perspective, maybe spending the bigger bucks on like a larger influencer is going to work for you. If you're looking for like sales and you want to create like a very trusted like brand, awareness identity thing, maybe you can do multiple small campaigns with like smaller influencers. And influencer marketing, it's one of those things where like it's not like a one-time thing and you're like, oh great, like I'm set. It's like you kind of repeat them until you figure out what works for your brand, and it's like a repeated process. So it's not like a one-off thing. It's kind of like you learn as you go and you keep doing it. So the first thing is figure out what you want from it. What's the goal for your brand? And then after that, use that information to figure out what kind of influencers you're looking for. Larger, smaller, what your budget is, all that good stuff. It's totally fine to start small, and everybody can start small. So you can go to whatever platform that you are most interested in. I would recommend TikTok or Instagram. Better yet, both. And then you can use hashtags, for example, like Amazon finds, Amazon home. There's like a whole list of like Amazon influencer hashtags, hashtag Amazon even. Like you can find influencers using hashtags on social media. And then once you find influencers that you're like, okay, I like their content, I could see them talking about my product. This would be a good fit for my brand. Then the next step would be to either see if they have an email in their social media bio or send them a little DM message and be like, hey, I'm a brand owner of this, that, and the other. Here's a link to my product. I'm really interested in working with you for a post or like a campaign. Like, are you interested, or what's your email so I can send more information? And like, here's the thing. Another reason people just like are ready to write off influencer marketing is like, I don't get any responses. Nobody replies to me. Da 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 da. So another thing, it's almost like a little aspect of sales comes in here, because you're kind of pitching the influencer as much as other influencers are pitching brands as well. It's like a pitch on both sides. So, basically you can, offer them something to make it incentivizing for them to work with you. And if you present that value well, then you'll get responses. And also, here's another thing. Don't reach out to like one person, and if they don't respond, you're like, oh, influencers suck. Like, reach out to multiple people. Like, you should definitely be reaching out to like, I don't want to give a number, I don't know, like just multiple people, so that you have a better response rate. There's some agencies I know out there, they do kind of like a quantity over quality approach, where they'll just like blast opportunities to like thousands, millions of people and get like a couple responses here and there. And like, they just kind of go with them. But you can also go towards a quality approach, where you kind of focus on maybe 10 to 20 really good influencers that you really want to work with, and send them like a really like customized, like kind message and outreach to them, and kind of offer them value as much as they can offer you value. It's very like mutually beneficial. But you can't just be like, I have a product, promote it for me, and then expect them to be like, okay.
Right. Yeah. Now, I just thought while you were talking, can Amazon sellers use the attribution tag? And like right now, Amazon's rewarding sellers for external traffic, right?
Absolutely.
Can we do that?
Yeah. And this is where I'll actually bring up a software that I learned about recently. It's called Pixel.me. And yeah, I'm sure people have heard of it, but I think it's a really, really cool tool just to be able to use the attribution links in paid advertisements. There's that, but there's also using the attribution link in organic content. So with that, and the consensus right now is that you can't use an affiliate link with an attribution, or you can't combine affiliate and attribution links. So it's one or the other. In that situation, if you want to use an attribution link, there might be a chance that the influencer is like, okay, in that case, I will be missing out on my affiliate commissions from any sales I make. Maybe the brand can offer to, I don't know, do like 3% per sale that I generate in return for using their attribution link. So the brand gets more data about, the people that clicked on it and their audience, and they can use that to retarget their audience for future campaigns, which is really valuable. And maybe like 3% per sale is like, it's not going to break the bank usually.
Right.
Yeah. So that's like a kind of a little trade-off that you can do to get the attribution link. You get the brand referral bonus return, and then the influencer doesn't lose out on their affiliate commissions. So it's a kind of win-win there.
Right. And so one of the things I haven't asked yet, if any of the listeners are using influencers right now, please let us know, and whatever your experience has been. I want to understand, and I know this, I've I really don't like letting our clients talk directly with factories in China.
Yeah.
And that's because, and there's one reason, and I see that Francois and Lisa are on here. They own a sourcing company as well. But the reason for it is people don't understand the culture, and they can actually hurt
Yeah.
the relationship between me and we might have built up a relationship for 3 or 4 years, and it
Mhm.
gets destroyed because somebody starts yelling or somebody doesn't understand the lead time.
Yeah.
What about the relationship between an influencer and a seller? So
Yeah.
what are those expectations and what does that look like?
Definitely. So I think something that I've had to kind of say that influencers, they are people as well. And I think sometimes it doesn't feel that way. I feel like we're kind of used as like a service, or like just kind of like, do this for me and do it for free, and like you're not worth anything, and like, stuff like that. And that feels really bad. Just like
Mm,
that feels awful. Like as
mhm.
as any human would feel awful at that. But I've seen that happen a lot. I've seen a lot of like sellers and brands just like talk to influencers as if they're the only value they can bring is a sale. And if you can't bring me a sale, you're worth nothing to me. And people also say, like, I'm not going to pay you money because Amazon gives you affiliate commissions. That should be enough. Like, why are you asking for more? That's greedy. Like, I've seen a lot of this stuff. And so I think the important thing to remember is like, we can be valuable to the brand. And I think the reason that, and many influencers are getting paid to promote products is because they're helping brands with, brand awareness, sales, ranking on Amazon, which is very important. And so just treat them how you want to be treated. And like I said about the whole pitch thing, it's like, it's a mutually beneficial thing where like you can't expect one person to provide value for free in return for like nothing. And so as long as you're providing value in a kind and respectful way, then the right influencers who are also interested in you will also, reply back respectfully and want to help you. And I want to preface the importance of creating good relationships with influencers. Like there's a couple of brands out there, and I've just become such good friends with the brand owners, and I am just talking about their products anytime I can because they're not paying me to do so, but like I love their products. I love the brand owners, and I'm happy to do so because we've created a good partnership. We've worked well together in the past. And so that is like so valuable. You have them like, almost on your team unofficially, just as like a little person who's like marketing your product just on the side because they can and they want to. So don't just write off these people as like, oh, they're worthless to me, da 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 da. Yeah, like Jim said, he's like, I have to believe in the product if I'm going to promote it. It is all about trust and relationships. So the
Good
more
point.
long term that you're trying to, work with influencers, you're going to realize that like it is a relationship at the end of the day, mutually beneficial. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, long-term relationship, you're really buying in as an influencer into the brand culture, and you're becoming more of a brand ambassador.
Exactly.
Even sometimes, like you're not getting paid. Sometimes it's just you like the product.
Exactly.
So
And I'm happy to talk about it because I believe it. Like Jim said, if I believe in the product and if it's a good fit with my brand and it fits with my content, I don't have to be paid to talk about something and share something. If something's on deal, I'll add it to my live stream and I'm like, hey, it's on deal. Let me just add it in. Why not? Because I already have the product. And as Amazon Live influencers, we have to have it on hand to talk about it. So that's like another hack that I'm always talking about is like work with influencers. You can get the product in hand so they can just, talk about it whenever they feel convenient. And you don't even have to make it like an official campaign or partnership. It's just like, by the way. Yeah.
I look at personality as well. So let's say that you've got somebody who you mesh with. Okay,
Mhm.
great personality. They've
Yeah.
got an okay product, and that's perfect. That's
Mhm.
ideal.
Yeah.
But what about like from your standpoint? Let's say your personalities don't mix,
Sure.
A and B,
That's happened before,
but
for
they've got
sure.
a great product. Can you
Definitely.
still work with that person, or would it be better not to work with that person?
So if you're already getting bad vibes off the jump, like from the beginning, you know, if you don't see it going well, it's totally okay to like stop before you get money involved and just kind of be like, hey, like I've decided to like maybe not pursue this partnership anymore. That is maybe better than proceeding with a partnership that you see ending in disaster or you see ending in hostility. Like, better to end it before it gets that way than just to like kind of go through just because you've already started the process. Has that ever happened? Of course. You know, people don't always get along and the expectations don't always match up. And that's okay, because there are many other influencers and there are many other brands that might be a better mesh, might be a better fit with your personalities, with your content, with the product that you're talking about. You know, it's almost like a dating pool. Like, there are other fish in the sea, and not this one influencer and this one brand just might not be the perfect match. And it is kind of like a matchmaking process. And I think that is work on both sides. The brand has to make sure, you know, is this fitness influencer the best for my French fry brand? Yeah. And the influencer has to do the same thing. Like if I were talking about, you know, kids stuff, like, am I gonna do like an adult? Like, I'm not gonna do that, right? So both sides.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Just the other thing we haven't talked about yet is, and there's so much we haven't talked about, we're just scratching the surface, but what about Instagram as a platform?
Yeah. So Instagram, they're making some changes to try to catch up with where the attention is on TikTok right now. I think they're kind of, as Facebook and Twitter and every other platform is feeling, they're losing attention to TikTok. So they're all kind of scrambling to, you know, create Instagram Reels, which they're trying to do to create TikToks, or, you know, even Facebook Reels as well. So they're like paying creators a lot of money to like be like, come create content here. But to be honest, as I'm saying this right now in this current climate, the attention is on TikTok. That's where most people are these days. So what's going to be the best bang for your buck? The most eyes on your product, probably the most conversions from your campaign, it's going to be TikTok. So let's talk about Instagram. Is it still a platform that exists? Yeah, but the engagement is not great. The reach is not great. And the culture is also, from what I've been seeing across social media, people are like, I just don't enjoy Instagram anymore. I don't even check it. Like, it makes me feel bad about myself. It's very like just, you know, edited. It's very perfect. And that's kind of not the culture we want anymore as a generation. We're like, we want authentic, we want real, we want trustworthy, we want relatable. And that's what TikTok offers. So like, especially in sales, when you're trying to be authentic and like, you know, be real and not put on like a pretty ad, it's very much like a trust conversion process. You're like, I trust this product, I love it. And now there's so many times I'm just casually scrolling TikTok and I'll see something and I'll just like make an Amazon purchase real quick and go back. It's a very seamless loop of like, I see it, I like it, I go and find it in the influencer's link, I buy it, and I go back to TikTok and I go about my day. And that happens like, unfortunately, multiple times a day, a week. Yeah.
And I'm curious about repurposing. I love repurposing content.
Good.
So can we repurpose? You do something, there's an agreement on copyright, so the ability to repurpose.
Right.
Can we use this if it's a really great short? Can we put it as a YouTube pre-roll? Can we put it into YouTube? Can we put it into Facebook?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, so that would just be copyright usage. And that is something that I would always recommend to like talk to the influencer about before just going ahead and assuming that the content is yours to use because you paid them to post it. So that is like, I have been scrolling TikTok before and I've just seen my video in somebody's ad and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that happened. And that is also illegal because that is stealing my IP. That's stealing my copyrighted content, my likeness, for example. So that could end badly for the brand if they just go ahead and use content that they don't have the right to use. So with situations like that, just always kind of ask the influencer first, are you okay with doing this? Do you have like a rate for copyright usage? And sometimes influencers do. It could be for 6 months, could be for a year, could be indefinitely. But influencers just like make sure that you have consent or like just like an agreement with the influencer to use their content, or you pay for the copyright usage if that's what they are doing before you go ahead and like repurpose or repost the content. But here's the thing. In my opinion, like why not sell the usage to the brand? Why not, or like let them use it if the content is for their product? Like, why not do that? It just
Is
might
there a
help.
way to track it though for you as an influencer? Because you might be making 10% off of TikTok, but if it's on YouTube as a pre-roll,
Yeah.
how do you track that?
That's a really, really good question. So I guess if you're tracking conversions, then you could technically set up like a link, whether that be an attribution link or an affiliate link where you and the influencer can kind of both track the progress of it. And I guess that really kind of boils down to like the agreement that you have with the influencer and the brand. Yeah, Jim was like, somebody stole a bunch of influencer videos, Amazon influencer videos off Amazon, and like we got them shut down, thankfully. But like that is definitely happening by some bad actors out there. So you could kind of like track the progress of that link and maybe create an agreement where like, okay, I'll give you this percentage of sales for this much time, or you know, like I said with the whole attribution thing, like I'll like give you the affiliate percentage in return for me using the attribution link and getting that information about my audience to retarget, and
Right.
the brand referral bonus program.
Well, that's great. I do know. I mean, if Vandana is my senior project manager. She's probably rolling her eyes at this one, but we had somebody go and use an influencer's video. They took it it was on YouTube, and they put it on Amazon, and they got nailed. They got financially, they got nailed.
Yeah.
So it's so important. That's why I brought it up, that you have something in writing. You know, it's a simple agreement that you can use it. You know exactly what you can and cannot use it for.
Exactly.
Okay. So I would love to ask thousands of questions, but we are running out of time, and we've got 8 questions. Kelsey, can we start on some of those questions?
Yeah, for sure. So the first one, let's do Lisa's. Is there an approval process to have access to Amazon Live?
So as a brand, as long as your brand registered on Amazon, all you have to do is download the Amazon Creator app from the App Store. It's currently only available on iPhone devices. Sorry to Android users, but you can download the Amazon Creator app and then log in with your brand registered account, and then you should be able to go live from there. For the Amazon Influencer Program, if you're not a brand, there are a couple of requirements, and the requirements aren't super clear. It's usually like a couple of thousand followers on social media with like good content and engagement. And that kind of, Amazon kind of vets everyone differently depending on platform. But those are the requirements. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Next.
All right. The next one is from Claudia. I just heard about Rebate's new launch program called Sweepstakes. Do you think this will work for a successful launch? And is there a way to incorporate sweepstakes into an influencer campaign?
Good question. So I think people love giveaways. Like people love giveaways on Amazon Live. People have loved giveaways for a long time. So I don't know much about Rebate's launch program called Sweepstakes, but like to kind of put a giveaway or a sweepstakes into an influencer campaign, that could be a really, really good strategy, like a good idea. It offers something to their audience, whether that be product or a service or whatever it may be, money, whatever. But that definitely helps with engagement. It helps with just like growing the influencers following as well as potentially the brand's following. Like Norm, you mentioned earlier, like incentivizing the influencers followers to follow the brand's community or brand page. You can do that with a giveaway. Like, you can be like, hey, follow me, follow the brand's page to be entered into the giveaway. And that's like a win-win.
Very good. And by the way, I use Rebates. I still do use Rebates. They are a solid company.
Good.
Anyways, and they do have that new launch program that we just brought up.
I want to learn more about it. It sounds cool.
Yeah. And I did not just kind of weave that in. This is not Kelsey in the back end with a false or fake account saying it, but no, we do use them, and that influencer program is great. So, okay, next question.
All right. I also just want to promote the giveaway again today. So you have to comment this live. If you comment #WheelofKelsey, you can win your choice of either a promotion on Gracey's social media, or a 1 hour consulting call. So that's up to the winner to choose whatever is best for your brand. So that is just hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. And we're going to announce the winner at the end of the show. So stick around for that. Make sure you enter. And let's see, the next one.
Either or are just absolutely great prizes.
Absolutely.
Yay.
All right. So Making Sense of Debt asks, what stats are reasonable for a brand to ask for when negotiating on prices for an Amazon Live? It's hard to determine how much to pay when we can't even see followers or engagement on a storefront.
Correct. So the stats that I think are totally reasonable to ask for is we know our conversion rates. We have that in our Amazon Associates backend. It's not outwardly visible, but it's definitely something you can ask for. Another thing is you can ask for follower count. While I will say the tier like Rising Star, Insider, A-List are much more important than follower number on Amazon Live. Like follower number really does not matter much on Amazon Live. And another thing is you can ask for previous content about, your product. So if you have a candle company, for example, you can be like, have you done previous Amazon Lives for candles or content around candles that you would be willing to share? And like maybe any stats from previous campaigns that you can share as well, just so the brand can gauge what kind of, response that their audience has to that product. So those are the three things: conversion rate, like previous campaign data, previous content, and just kind of like how much their followers are engaging with them on social media, even like off Amazon Live as well. But yeah, Chris is here too. He said, preach.
Okay, let's see. From Cool Hand 99, what is the best way to be sure the influencer fulfills their end of the bargain? Is there a contact of sort?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want that extra level of security, which I think is always good to have, then you can just create like a very simple contract. It doesn't have to be a 10-pager where you involve lawyers. Like it just has to be like, we agreed to this for this. Here are the deliverables to be done before this date. Sign here. Like it has to be that. And you can also, that's a great way to kind of be on the same page on both sides. You can also talk about exclusivity, like whether or not you want the influencer or you allow the influencer to talk about other competing brands during the time of your campaign. Or if you want copyright usage, a great time to discuss that. You can quickly add that into the contract. It could be a simple one-page little agreement laying all the details out, signed by both ends. And there you have a paper agreement saying like, if you don't fulfill this, then this.
Just to add something, I know with the sourcing side of things, again, I'm going to go back to that.
Yeah.
So we'll have a simple one page for somebody to fill out, but some people, no names mentioned, will come back with a 30-page document, that you have to get a lawyer to read just because they want to protect themselves about,
they've been burned.
They've been burned. And it's almost like when I see that, it's like, I don't want to do business with them because already it seems litigious.
I know.
I love the one-page deals.
Yeah. It's simple, straight to the point. Lawyers, you don't need them.
No.
And then you both have like that extra level of security more than just a verbal promise. So
yeah. Just wanted to throw that in.
Yes, that's a good point.
Okay, from Cindy. I have a brand and a micro influencer. Should I go live under the brand or the micro influencer?
So here's a really great thing. While brands are able to go live, like they can go live, the value of using an influencer instead of doing it yourself is one, like time. Like you're a brand owner, you probably have better things to do than spending like hours preparing for a live stream, actually doing the live stream, doing it yourself. Or here's the other thing. What influencers have to offer is their audience, is their trust factor, is their ability to be good at content creation in a way that their audience can like receive it and trust it. So while you can go live as a brand, do you have that audience? Do you have those people that already trust you as a content creator? Or would you be better off just having an influencer talk directly to their audience about your product, to people that already trust them as a content creator and have that audience to talk to? So that's
as for me being a content marketer, one of the things, and you would be the authority. So authority equals trust equals sales. Simple formula.
Exactly. So that's my answer. Yep.
Okay, we might have touched on this a little bit, but from Rad, is there a database for YouTube and Amazon influencers?
I wish. I wish. I wish. So I know that there is a software that's kind of working on that. They're called Logie, Logie, and they're kind of like in the building stages right now. But I do believe that it's going to be an amazing platform one day where they're going to have like a really, really great direct way to work with all of the Amazon influencers. And they're building that out right now. So while there isn't like a official directory right now, I'm sure there will be one soon, if not. But the best way to look for influencers is either hashtags on social media or the Amazon Live page directly under the categories. And you can kind of like see everything going on there.
Right. YouTube, I don't know what it is now, but it used to be FameBit, wasn't it? You could go into FameBit and you could find an influencer that way. Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not too experienced on YouTube, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish I
it's
was.
no longer there, but and I forget what it turned into. But anyways, it was so easy. I don't know why they changed it.
I wish there was.
Okay. All right, from Abdul, this one's a little different, talking about Pinterest, but which is better for advertising among Pinterest and Instagram? I want some real facts from your side. What do you think?
Yeah. So Pinterest is a really, really great image search engine. Like think of it as like Google or YouTube, but for images. So I think Pinterest is a great lead generation platform where you can just like reach new audiences. And Instagram is more like you're talking to the audience that you've already built over time. Like Pinterest, you'll get more eyes, but like maybe not engaged eyes that already know you. Instagram is going to be like your content is going to be shown to, a small portion of the audience that you've already built that already follows you. And it's very hard to kind of get on the explore page. It's so saturated these days. So which is better for advertising? To be honest, right now, with the success I've seen around the industry, maybe Pinterest. Like if you're good at Pinterest strategy, you can get millions of eyes on your pins per month. But Instagram, even if you create amazing content, it's limited to your followers, and even then, like a small portion of your followers. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
The other thing, especially with Pinterest, but probably everything, but Pinterest especially, it really comes down to demographics.
I know, and like keywords and SEO and like stuff like that. It's a really, really good place for people to go just to like search for inspiration. I always do that with like outfits and like home decor, and I'm like always looking at stuff. So, and a lot of times I'll like end up on blogs, or I'll end up on like different places that took me from Pinterest. I'm like, oh, how did I end up here? So I think it's a great way. And like I've seen a lot of people just have really good Pinterest strategy that has gotten like millions of eyes. And I just don't think that's possible on Instagram.
Perfect. We got 3 more questions. You have time for that?
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, this is a great question from Cool Hand. I just started a business TikTok account. What is the most cost-effective way to get influencers to help promote my brand and products?
Yeah. So I would say use those hashtags, like maybe either use like your product related hashtags. Like let's say you have a jump rope, and then you'll find influencers who are already talking about jump ropes. And then you can kind of look at their previous content, look at their videos, see what kind of numbers they're getting, see what kind of engagement they're getting, see what kind of audience they have, and then reach out to the ones that you like their content. Like reach out to the ones where you're like, okay, if this person created content around my product, I already know their style. I know what kind of quality videos they can create. And another thing you can do is just like ask them of their audience demographics. That's something I missed saying when we had a question about the stats to ask for. Always ask for audience demographics, because you can see what portion is like male to female, where they're mostly located. And like, for me, it's like US, like 80% women, like like you'll know if that's a good fit for your brand, because you know your customer avatar. Make sure that your customer avatar is basically their audience demographic. Make sure they're like one. And that's like the strategy there.
Kels, and I don't know if you know of Spark Toro, Gracey, but if you don't know Spark Toro, check it out.
Okay.
Rand Fishkin's, he was the founder of Moz. He created this to build and track competition, audience, and influencers.
Ooh.
So I'm not sure, but I was going to say, check it out, Kels.
Okay, I will.
I was talking like with Kelsey, because I want to see if we can get influencers that way with hashtags. But we talked about Spark Toro on here before. And Gracey, if you haven't checked it out,
No, I
in
will.
8 minutes of training, it's a fantastic, it's a really
Audience research.
fantastic, audience research in seconds.
Cool, cool. I will definitely check that out. Ooh, homework. I love it.
Yeah. And we are not affiliated with Spark Toro.
Not an ad.
Popple. Okay. From Howard, what is the most critical success factor for Amazon Live?
Yeah, so here's a secret. It's not views. Many brands think it's views, but with Amazon Live, even if you got 500,000 views on your live stream, very few of those probably were actually watching the live stream. Like, for example, you're going to get those like large number of views for like deal streams, for example, where you're on a heavily trafficked page and there's tons of people on the page, but maybe they're just browsing. Maybe they're not exactly watching your live stream, but they'll still be counted as views. So what's the most critical success factor? I would say both clicks and sales. So you can see right after you finish the live stream as an influencer or brand, you can see the total amount of clicks that you got, but that's like across all products that you talked about. Then after a few days, after the data uploads, the influencer can go in their back end of their Amazon Associates account and kind of see exactly how many sales happened. So as a brand, what your KPI is. Do you want brand awareness? Do you want more eyes? Do you want more traffic to your listing? Do you want sales? That is, potential success factors that you can consider. But for Amazon Live, it's usually not views. It's usually either clicks, which will bring traffic to your listing, or actual sales, which you can see in the back end like a couple of days later. 2 things.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, our last question from Cindy. If you do lives under brands, can you promote other things that are not part of the brand?
Definitely. So somebody who has done an amazing job of this is Amy Weiss. She actually signed up as an influencer and she started doing Amazon Lives as well, but she's a brand owner, but she also can talk about other products. Like, you are allowed to talk about any product that is sold on Amazon.
Hold it. So if I'm a brand owner and I go live, I can promote other brands?
Yeah, if you
I
want.
didn't know that.
If you want to. Yeah. You can talk about
I thought you had
product.
to stick with your own brand.
I know. I mean, that would be, but like another thing is like, well, let's say you're a brand with only one product. Let's just say, it's hard to do a long live stream with only one product. So maybe you're doing like not direct competitors, but maybe you have like a grill, for example, add a picnic chair, add a blanket, just stuff that's not like, that's an example. Like if you wanted to create like a themed live stream, like picnic in the park or whatever, you can do that. So can you do it? Yes. But do you want to? Maybe.
Right. I didn't know that. Learn something every day.
Yeah.
So every hour, every minute.
Yes.
Okay. My last question would be for everybody who's out there. Maybe they don't want to be an Amazon seller. They want to become an influencer.
Sure.
What would be the first step or couple of action steps that they would need to do to, get into the business?
Yeah. So first of all, to get into the Amazon influencer program, you're going to have at least some kind of audience. I wish there was an exact number of like followers you have to hit. Amazon's kind of like, people of this number got in, people of this number got in. So we're not sure the exact number you need to hit. But the important thing is to grow your audience, start creating content, like maybe get to a couple thousand followers, make sure that you have good engagement on your posts, and then you can apply. It's always a kind of like have followers on multiple platforms, but you only need like one platform to apply to the program with. So if you want to get started with as an influencer, start like, exploring what is that one thing that you could talk about all day. For me, it's Amazon deals. I'll talk about deals all day. I'll research deals all day. But to find your niche, it's like you're going to be talking about this topic a lot. Make sure you like talking about it and you're never going to get tired of it. So I see a lot of girls out there, beauty influencers, fashion influencers, like they are just talking about stuff that they love in their daily lives. And that is the most authentic way to do it. Start creating content, build an engaged audience, apply for the Amazon influencer program, and that'll give you an influencer storefront, affiliate links, and the ability to go live stream on Amazon. And then the world is your oyster from there.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. And, we have one of the top influencers here today. So it has been a real pleasure speaking with you. And I can't believe it's after 1 o'clock right now.
I know.
I
It goes
hope you'll
so
come
fast.
back. I hope you'll come back.
I'm honored to. Like literally, I'm very honored to be here.
It has been great. Now, you've never seen the Wheel of Kelsey, have you?
I never. No.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Well, here we go. Kelsey.
All right.
Oh, or should we go to a sponsor first? What are you going to make me do?
I think a sponsor first. Let's
Okay.
start with the sponsor quickly, then we'll
Build up the hype. Okay.
build it up a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
One
okay.
after a word from our sponsor.
There we go.
All right, here we
Now
go.
press the button. A big thank you to our sponsor, Startup Club, the largest club on Clubhouse with over 790,000 members and growing. They're one of the world's largest communities supporting the startup ecosystem, from founders to those wishing to work for a startup and everything in between. You can find them at www.startup.club for blogs, recordings, and a calendar of upcoming shows, and on the Clubhouse app. Just search Startup Club for daily shows 24/7. You can also now listen to their show, the Serial Entrepreneur Club podcast, on Apple and Spotify too. Stop by to connect, learn, and grow together. Okay, now we can go.
Now,
There
we go.
Gracie, I hope you enjoy. Here we go, the Wheel of Kelsey.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right.
That was amazing.
Thank you. Okay, so thank you everyone who entered the Wheel of Kelsey today. We do this every single podcast, so if you aren't the winner today, come back next time and test out your luck. So I'm going to shuffle up these names and give this a spin. So if you are the winner, you get your choice of prize today. You get to pick one or the other, and it looks like Andrew.
Oh,
Yay,
Andrew.
congrats. There
Yay.
you go.
Andrew S. Woohoo.
All right, awesome. So I have Andrew's information too, so I'll connect you with Gracie, and we can go from there. All
Okay.
right.
So, Gracie, if people wanted to get a hold of you, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, so I think the best way is email. So you can email me at contact@dealcheats.com.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And Kelsey, we'll post that and we'll put it in the show notes as well. You're awesome. Thank you.
You're awesome. Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Yeah, I don't even know. There's so many. We could put hours of content
know.
together just on
know.
you. So
This is
we'll get you back. Can you come back next week? No,
Okay.
just joking. Just joking. But anyways, thank you very much. And look, if anybody is interested or you want to learn more about influencer marketing, we do have some stuff in our more information in our podcast, other podcasts. But come back, re-listen to this show, because Gracie drops so much information that it will definitely help you out. And once again, I really appreciate you sharing your time today. I know, it's weekend. You're getting into the weekend, Friday.
It's Friday.
But thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody. So thank you so much for joining us this Friday. Monday, we've got Travis Ziegler on, and he's going to be talking about the keys to success, the key secrets to selling on Amazon and scaling your business. So other than that, Kelsey, where are you?
All right. Yes. So I hope everyone is going to have a great Easter weekend. Thank you for tuning in. And if you are new to the show, make sure you check out our Facebook group, Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast. You can also go to our website, lunchwithnorm.com, to check out any of our past episodes. You can look at our membership program as well. So there's a bunch of great stuff over there. So definitely check out the website. And let me see. Don't forget to smash those likes. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If there's any ever questions, topics that you want to reach out to about the show, or even just ask a question to us, you can always reach us at k@lunchwithnorm.com. That's my email address. Feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to connect with you. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Looks like people are loving today's episode and
Perfect.
Gracie, so that's great to hear and great to see. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay, this is just like a quick reminder. If anybody is interested, Amazon seller, e-com seller, interested in the Mexico sourcing trip, that's happening in June, and you can always check it out at themexicotrip.com. All the information's there. Really got some. It's going to be an unusual, unique event, and also mastermind. So check it out if you're in what.
And you can get $500 off if you use the code Mexico VIP at checkout. So just throw that in there.
I knew you'd do something today to tick me off. Thank you for the interruption, by the way.
It's kind of my thing.
Well, it was a $500 worth of interruption, so I'll let it go.
All right.
But, okay. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Man, Gracey was awesome. And if you want more people like Gracey, let us know. If there's topics out there that you want us to talk about, just make sure you throw it into the group so we know. And joining us, thank you for joining us, and tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Look, I say it all the time. I can't say it more. I mean, our group is awesome. Our community is awesome. We could never do it without you. So thank you. Enjoy your Friday and have a great weekend.
Lunch with the